Hi, my name is Garrett Sutton. I'm an attorney. I'm the author of these great books in the Rich Dad Advisor series, and I'm also the president of Corporate Direct. For the last 40 years, I've assisted people to protect their personal and real estate assets. And over the years, I've seen situations where people have lost everything for failing to properly protect themselves. These situations are entirely preventable, but they don't teach this information in school. Not everybody knows the secrets, but today I'm going to provide you with the top 5 reasons you need to protect your personal and real estate assets. Let's get started. Number 1, litigation nation. In the United States, we live in the most litigious society on earth. There are 15 million or more lawsuits filed every single year. It's very interesting. In the state of Louisiana, they did a survey and they asked the residents, how are you going to get rich? And of course, the number 1 way was to win the lottery. But the second way that people in Louisiana said that they were going to get rich was to sue someone. And as we see in our society, there are all these attorneys advertising for people to come in and sue on various claims, be it a car wreck or some other grievance. And it's important to know that the attorneys in these cases are on contingency, meaning they get a percentage of what is collected. So attorneys have an incentive to go out and sue people. Knowing that, you need to take steps to protect yourself. You need to use the right mix of corporations and LLCs, limited liability companies, and in some cases LPs, limited partnerships. So knowing that we live in a litigious society means you have to take affirmative steps to form these corporations and LLCs to protect yourself. The number 2 reason why you need to protect your assets is insurance is never enough. Now, I always recommend that people have insurance. That's the first line of defense. But we know that insurance companies have an economic incentive to not settle every claim. In fact, you need to look at the back page of the insurance contract. In the small type, there are all these exceptions whereby they don't have to cover you. As well, there can be a horrific claim that you're involved in where your insurance is not enough to cover you. They can go after your personal assets once the insurance monies have been reached. So knowing that insurance is not enough means we have to set up corporations and LLCs for that second line of protection. The number 3 reason that you need to protect yourself with corporations and LLCs is that we live in a nation of predators. The FBI has identified a subclass within our society. These are called professional litigants. These are the people who, when they see a puddle on aisle 7 at the supermarket, instead of telling the manager to clean it up, they will deliberately fall in that puddle of water so that they can sue the supermarket. I like to relate this to the story of Johnny the plumber. Johnny was starting his plumbing business, and at the start, he didn't want to spend the money for a corporation or an LLC. His CPA said, you're just getting started, you don't need to take that step. In this case, Johnny started his business as a sole proprietor, and he was individually in charge of his business. He had no corporate or LLC protection. Well, Johnny goes out to a job, and there's a flood on the property. Johnny didn't cause it. In fact, he suspected the homeowner's son. But the homeowner had to sue someone. The homeowner was a predator, and he sued Johnny for all the damage that his son had caused. Now, because Johnny was a sole proprietor, not only were his truck and tools subject to the claim, but all of his personal assets, the equity in his house, his bank accounts, all of his other assets were exposed, and he lost them all to this predator. Don't be like Johnny. Take the extra step to form a corporation or LLC right at the start so that you have that ongoing protection. Number 4, when it comes to protecting your assets, is appreciating the difference between structure and stealth. Structure is setting up LLCs and corporations to your advantage, to use them to protect your personal and real estate assets, to protect your business assets. Stealth, on the other hand, is where people recommend that you have other people own assets, that you keep your name off everything. The downside of stealth, where you're hiding things and you're keeping your name off key documents, is when you have to go into court and tell the judge what you own. For stealth to work, you have to lie to the court. You have to commit perjury. We don't want you to go into court and get into even more trouble by lying to the judge. With structure, the court is going to respect the steps you've taken. The court will respect that you have set up LLCs ahead of any claim. You have properly maintained them. And if there's an award against you, the court in a good state like Nevada and Wyoming is going to hold that the person suing you can't reach in and get at the assets. That's the benefit of structure. So, right at the start, understand the difference between structure, the proper use and maintenance of LLCs and corporations, and why you do not want to engage in stealth, whereby to make the whole situation work, you have to lie in court, you have to commit perjury. We don't want you to do that at all. Finally, the number 5 reason for utilizing asset protection strategies is because this is what the wealthy and successful have done for generations. Now, wealthy and successful people are that way for a number of reasons, but one reason is they use the law to their advantage. They use corporations and LLCs to protect themselves, so they're not suffering from that one lawsuit that takes all of their assets away. The rich and successful and wealthy have used these strategies for many, many years. It dates back to the Roman Empire. And the law applies to all of us equally. So you can take advantage of these same strategies for yourself. In all 50 states, we are allowed to use corporations and LLCs to protect ourselves. So follow the lead of the wealthy and successful and set up these entities for your protection right now. In conclusion, as we've learned, it's important to act now. You never know when something can come out of the blue. As in Johnny the plumber's case, you can get sued by someone looking to reach your assets, or you can get sued just in the everyday course of life. Day one, when you start a business or you buy that first piece of real estate, you need to be protected. You'll protect not only yourself, but your family, and you'll be able to get a good night's sleep. At Corporate Direct, we provide a free 15-minute consultation with an incorporating specialist. We'll get on the phone with you and come up with a plan for your unique situation. You can call 800-600-1760, or there's more information at corporatedirect.com. We look forward to working with you to protect your assets today.